Hello and welcome to ITIL 2011 Service Operation. My name is Dr. Suzanne Van Hove and I will be the instructor for this course. Before we begin, let's look at some of the required trademarks and copyright statements that we have to include. First of all, ITIL is a registered trademark of the Cabinet Office. The IT Infrastructure Library is a registered trademark of the Cabinet Office. The swirl logo is a trademark of the Cabinet Office. And finally, the diagrams have been reproduced under license from the Cabinet Office, and they are all copyrighted from 2011. So, this course is about service operation. It is one of the life cycle courses, one of the 5 life cycle courses, and it is focused on the service operation management and supervisory topics. Some of these topics have been changed in ITIL 2011. And some of them have remained the same, but we're going to be looking at all of them from a management and supervisory perspective. Within service operation, you need to understand the concepts that support service operation, the processes and functions, the activities that are involved, but most importantly, the management responsibilities, and how we can use them to enhance service quality and service provision. The focus again is on the management and control of the operational environment. So be aware if you are looking to the more practical side of service operation and the in-depth knowledge of processes and the functions, that would be in the capability course of OSA, Operational Support and Analysis. The objectives of this course is to discuss the life cycle and the service management as a practice, understanding how that service life cycle interacts and supports the business value in each phase. So we need to understand what is a service, how the phases are going to interact to deliver value to the business. And we need to be able to explain the concept of service management. This is the topic. It is service management when you think about it. ITIL is an aspect and it's a framework that allows you to deliver under a service management umbrella. Additionally, this course obviously is going to focus on service operation principles, and we need to understand those common principles and guidelines that influence the performance of the service operation processes and functions, and how they focus on the overall support and improvement activities. Again, with some more objectives, we want to identify the processes and functions. Again, it's managerial and supervisory aspects. It is not the process activities in depth themselves. So we're looking at how those service operation processes and the operational activities work across the entire service life cycle. As you remember from your foundation course, these phases, the life cycle phases, are not independent silos. They have to interact, and we'll explore some of those touch points. We also need to understand the roles, responsibilities, challenges, and critical success factors. So the nitty-gritty to each of the processes and the functions, so that we do understand, again, how can we measure, how can we improve, and ensure that we're delivering value. So some of the areas that we'll be looking at, we have the 5 service operation processes. So with event management, incident management, request fulfillment, problem management, and access management. And then we also have the set of functions that are so critical to the delivery of services to the business. So we have the service desk, technical management, IT operations management, which of course has got 2 different or 2 subcomponents. So IT operations control and facilities, and then lastly application management. Some additional objectives here. We want to look at the common service operation activities, again, from a management perspective, so that we understand the role and the responsibility of those activities and their input to the life cycle phases. Quite frankly, this is the traditional aspect of IT. It is your server management, your data center management, your data storage, and networking, etc. So these are all of the common technical capabilities. We need to understand how they need to be managed in order to deliver value. And then we're going to explore the technical and implementation considerations and understanding how technology will support service operation and how they will have an impact on the process and function implementation. So technology is our friend, and we want to be able to use it to our benefit. Again, always to deliver value to the business. So if you're taking this course, if you want to sit the exam, you should have had an ITIL Foundation course prior to this and be successful on passing the exam. So we'll talk about service management as a practice. We'll have an overview of the service operation phase itself, looking at the purpose and the objectives, the scope, the value to the business. We'll look at the various service operation principles, one of which is very important, and that's monitoring and control. We'll spend quite a bit of time there. We'll look at the common service operation activities, and then we'll look at the processes themselves. Again, event, request fulfillment, incident, and problem management and access management. We'll also look at the individual functions, service desk, technical management, IT operations management, application management, and then we'll conclude with the organizational structures and implementation considerations. One thing to consider on these two slides is to pay attention to the acronyms that are being used following the different names, and that will help you as we go through the rest of the course. The curriculum path here, this is the educational schema for the ITIL 2011. If you're making your way through to ITIL Expert and ITIL Master, obviously you have to have the foundation certificate. We are working right here in the life cycle. These are each worth 3 credits. You need 22 credits and more to create the ITIL Expert. Mandatory classes are the foundation and managing across the life cycle. So you can pick and choose the other 9 courses as long as you create the grand total of 22 credits. There's exercises throughout the course, and they can be downloaded from the download section on the course page, and we'll be pointing out when to use those, as well as the sample exams that will be there. If you have any questions at any time, make sure you use the question and comment box. And without any further ado, let's get started.